Salam and welcome. Thank you for joining me in the English reading of the Holy Quran, translation and commentary by Abdullah Yusuf Ali, published by the IPCI, the Islamic Propagation Center International, from Durban, South Africa. And we are busy with chapter 29, which is known as Surah Al-Ankabut, which is the spider, and we are busy with part number 2. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We once sent Noah to his people, and he tarried among them 1,000 years less 50. But the deluge overwhelmed them while they persisted in sin. But we saved him and the companions of the ark, and made the ark a sign for all peoples. And we also saved Ibrahim. Behold, he said to his people, serve God. Abdullah, Abd of Allah, serve Allah. Serve God and fear Him. That will be best for you if you understand. For you do worship idols besides God, and you invent falsehood. The things that you worship besides God have no power to give you sustenance. Once again, he is preaching Tawheed, that there is only one God, don't worship the idols. Then seek you sustenance from God, serve Him, and be grateful to Him. To Him will be your return. Washkuru shukr alhamdulillah, shukr alhamdulillah, shukr alhamdulillah, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanallah al-azim. And if you reject the message, so did generations before you, and the duty of the messenger is only to preach publicly and clearly. See they not how God originates creation, then repeats it. Truly, that is easy for Allah. That is easy for Allah. That is easy for God. Say to them, O Muhammad, Kul, travel through the earth and see how God did originate creation. So will God produce a later creation, for God has power over all things. Inna Allaha ala kulli shay'in qadir. He punishes whom He pleases, and He grants mercy to whom He pleases. And towards Him are you turned. Not on earth nor in heaven will you be able fleeing to frustrate His plan, nor have you besides God any protector or helper. Those excuse me, astaghfirullah, auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Those who reject the signs of God and the meeting with Him in the hereafter, it is they who shall despair of my mercy. It is they who will suffer a most grievous penalty. So naught was the answer of Abraham's people, but that they said to him. So nothing was the answer of Ibrahim's people, except that they said, slay him or burn him. But God did save him from the fire. Verily, in this are signs for people who believe. And He said, For you have taken for worship idols besides God, out of mutual love and regard between yourselves in this life. But on the day of judgment you shall disown each other and curse each other, and your abode will be the fire, and you shall have none to help. But Lut had faith in Him, the Creator Supreme. Lut had faith in Him. He said, I will leave home for the sake of my Lord, for He is exalted in might and wise. Innahu huwal azizul hakim. Aziz, exalted in might, and Hakim, the wise. And we gave Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So we gave to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and ordained among his progeny prophethood and revelation, and we granted him his reward in this life, and he was in the hereafter of the company of the righteous. Right? So let's look at verses 28 to 44. Worldly power cannot through sin defy the right, as was proved in the ministry of Lot. Nor can intelligent misuse stand in the place of God's light, nor can boastful insolence do anything but dig its own grave. The strength and skill, the beauty and power of this world's life are no more than a spider's web, flimsy before the force of the eternal verities that flow from God supreme from the supreme creator. And remember Lut, behold, he said to his people, you do commit lewdness such as no people in creation ever committed before you. Do you indeed approach men and cut off the highway and practice wickedness even in your councils? But his people gave no answer but this. They said, bring us the wrath of God if you tell the truth. He said, O my Lord, help thou me against people who do mischief. Let's just see if there's anything that we can just read here. Okay. When our messengers came to Abraham with the good news, they said, we are indeed going to destroy the people of this township, for truly they are addicted to crime. He said, but there is Lut there. They said, well, do we know who is there? We will certainly save him and his following, except his wife. She is of those who lag behind. And when our messengers came to Lut, he was grieved on their account and felt himself powerless to protect them. But they said, fear thou not, nor grieve. We are here to save thee and thy following, except thy wife. She is of those who lag behind. For we are going to bring down on the people of this township a punishment from heaven, because they have been wickedly rebellious. And we have left thereof an evident sign for any people who care to understand. To the Madian people we sent their brother Shu'aib. Then he said, O my people, serve God and fear the last day, nor commit evil on the earth with intent to do mischief. But they rejected him. Then the mighty blast seized them, and they lay prostrate in their homes by the morning. Remember also the Ad and the Thamud people. Clearly will appear to you from the traces of the buildings their fate. The evil one made the deeds alluring. Shaitan made the deeds alluring to them and kept them back from the path, though they were gifted with intelligence and skill. Remember also Qarun, Pharaoh and Haman. There came to them Moses with clear signs, but they behaved with insolence on the earth, yet they could not overreach us. Each one of them we seized for his crime. Of them, against some we sent a violent tornado with showers of stones. Some were caught by a mighty blast. Some we caused the earth to swallow up, and some we drowned in the waters. It was not God who injured or oppressed them. They injured and oppressed their own souls. The parable of those who take protectors other than God is that of the spider who builds to itself a house, but truly the flimsiest of houses is the spider's house. That's why it's called Ankabut, if they but knew. Verily, God does know of everything whatever that they call upon besides him, and he is exalted in power, wise. Wahuwal Azizul Hakim. And such are the parables we set forth for mankind, but only those understand them who have knowledge. God created the heavens and the earth in true proportions. Verily, in that is a sign for those who believe. So alhamdulillah, we are busy with we have finished para number 2, part number 220 of 30 parts. So we are alhamdulillah 2/3 the way through the Quran. So join me in the next episode, which is part number 3 of Surah Al-Ankabut, which is chapter number 29, which is also known as the spider or the spider's web. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.